You wake up one morning and stare at the news notification on your phone in disbelief. Banks are closed today. At first, no one panics, because big systems don't just shut down like that. It's probably a technical issue, you tell yourself. You grab your phone and open your banking app. It doesn't load. You try again. Still nothing. You check your internet connection. It works. Other apps open just fine. Only the banking app is gone. You try not to be afraid. After all, this is the digital age. It'll probably be fixed in a few hours. Then you go outside. There's a piece of paper taped to the ATM down the street. It looks rushed, almost careless. Out of service. The grocery store is open. Shelves are full. You shop, take everything to the register, and hand over your card. The cashier slides it back. Sorry, cash only. You stop by the gas station. Same answer. Your landlord calls. Rent day has come, but transfers aren't accepted. Cash only. You're still trying to stay calm. Big systems don't just disappear, you say. They'll get it under control. But there's a feeling gnawing at you. You look around. Long lines have formed in front of banks. People aren't shouting, but there's a silent scream in the air. Shopping malls are packed. Carts overflowing. Televisions are on everywhere. News channels repeat the same sentence over and over. The financial system is under urgent review. And that's the moment you realize it. Your money isn't where you thought it was. In fact, it never really was. It sounds like the opening of a dystopian novel. But it isn't. This happened many times. And not in faraway, unstable, weak countries. It happened in places that saw themselves as modern, safe, and strong. In places where people said, that could never happen here. Argentina, 2001. For years, people worked like slaves, saved money, trusted the banks. They believed their savings were safe. Then the economy started to crack. Debt grew, trust collapsed. People wanted their money back. The system couldn't handle it. And one day the government shut the banks down. They called it corralito. A little corral. But for ordinary people, it was a massive cage. Weekly withdrawal limits were imposed. Dollar accounts were forcibly converted to pesos. Money people had saved to buy homes, start businesses, secure their children's futures lost more than half its value in weeks. Those who flooded the streets weren't just the poor. They were the middle class, the ones who thought they were safe. Because the issue wasn't just money. Trust was destroyed. When banks close, money doesn't disappear in some abstract way. It vanishes very concretely. Grocery shopping becomes difficult. Rent can't be paid. Salaries are delayed. Life turns into chaos overnight. And Argentina wasn't the only case. Cyprus, 2013. The European Union imposed a bailout package. In return, bank deposits were frozen. People woke up one morning to learn that part of their savings, over 100,000 euros, had been confiscated to save the banks. The most affected weren't billionaires. They were businesses that couldn't pay wages, elderly people who couldn't access their pensions, families who couldn't pay their children's school fees. Lebanon, 2019. After years of corruption and mismanagement, banks limited withdrawals. It didn't matter how much you had in your account. You could only access a few $100s a month. People entered banks demanding their money. Some entered with guns, because that money was their life. And yes, even in the United States, the Great Depression, President Roosevelt shut down banks nationwide. For days, no one could access their money. Salaries weren't paid. Trade stopped. Even the richest country in the world had to freeze its system. All these stories share one truth. Banks don't hold money the way we think they do. We believe our money sits safely in the bank, but banks operate on a fractional reserve system. Only a small portion of your deposit is actually kept in reserve. The rest is lent out. To people buying homes, starting businesses, to governments. In normal times, this system works. It even fuels growth. But when everyone asks for their money at the same time, there is no money. That's why the system stands on trust. People believe banks will stay open. When that trust breaks, the first instinct of governments and banks is not to protect you, it's to protect the system. Deposit insurance exists. It sounds reassuring, but it mostly exists to keep people calm. In a real crisis, if everyone demands their money at once, the full amount simply isn't there. And today, money is almost entirely digital. Cards, apps, transfers, all inside a single system. If servers go down, accounts are frozen, or the system shuts off, the number on the screen means nothing. This isn't a horror story. It's not a call for everyone to withdraw their money. Panic is always the worst option. The real point is preparation, not tying everything to one bank, one system, seeing wealth not just as what you earn, but as what you can access, some cash, different assets, flexibility. This isn't outdated thinking. History has proven it works, because when banks close, the real destruction isn't financial loss, it's betrayal. You say, I trusted them. I thought it was solid. I thought they'd protect me. And here's the most important lesson. Don't confuse access with ownership. A number on a screen is real only as long as the system allows it to be. Maybe one day the question won't be, what if the banks close? The question will be, they've closed. Now what do I do? If this narrative put things into perspective for you, you're in the right place. History has lived this many times. We just forgot how to listen. And if this gave you a new way of looking at life, subscribe. History holds the answers. I'll show you where you need to stand.